Welcome friends, my name is Sagar Deshmukh. Today we'll start the new unit that will be highway alignment. Highway alignment and geometric design. In this unit, we'll see various components of the road. We'll see geometric components of road. Then in the first part, we'll see what is alignment of road. We'll also see what are the factors which are affecting the selection of alignment of road and what advantages we get by precisely selecting the alignment of road. Okay, so first of all, we'll start with the definition of alignment. The position or layout of center line of highway on the ground is called as alignment of road. Okay, so it is position or layout of center line of road. This is called as alignment. Alignment includes straight path, curves. It follows the direction of road. Okay, so this alignment is very important during planning, because if we pass our alignment from the good soil strata, then it will be easier for constructing the road. If we design this alignment efficiently, then the energy required for vehicle operation will be less. Vehicle operation will be less. Okay, so one can also mention the advantages, indirect advantages, like if we plan our alignment in good manner, then the rate of accident will be less. So this will again help us in the provision, or we may say that prevention of accident. Okay, so a new road should be aligned very carefully, therefore, as improper alignment may result in one of the reason which I am going to tell you. The improper alignment may increase the construction cost. If you not select the alignment of road properly, it may be the possibility that the construction cost can increase due to this not properly planned alignment. Okay, the second thing which may happen, that is, it may increase the maintenance cost. Third, it may increase vehicle operation cost. And the last, it can consider, it may increase accident. Okay, so these are the 4 possibilities which may occur due to the alignment, means the alignment which is not properly planned. Okay, so we have already discussed that this also, but I have listed and written this for your reference. Okay, now we'll see what are the, if these are the side effects of alignment which is not properly planned, then let's see what are the requirements of good alignment so that we can plan the alignment in precise and efficient manner. Okay, so requirement of good alignment of road. Okay, so there are basic 4 requirements of alignment, good alignment. The first is the alignment should be short. Second one, it should be easy. Third, it should be safe. And the fourth one is it should be economical. Okay, these are obvious requirements of the alignment. As we know that if we are constructing road between any 2 places, we prefer to provide shortest distance as a road, because if the distance of road or the length of road is shorter, then we require less cost for construction, we require less time to cover the distance between 2 places. Okay, so these are main 2 advantages. Because of this, we want to provide shortest length for roads between any 2 places. Okay, so the first requirement of good road is the road should be short. Then next, it should be easy. Now let's see what is meaning of easy, road being easy. So this word easy, it means that this alignment should be easy for construction of road, then maintenance of road, also for the vehicle operation. Means you should not have the sharper curve. Okay, so these are first 2 requirement of good alignment. Okay, the third one is it should be safe. Now the alignment should be safe for construction, as all the construction equipment can be taken out on the site, and also we can execute all the construction safely. So as per this criteria, we select the alignment. So first is, according to safety perspective, we see that can we construct the road safely on that place. After that, it should be safe for maintenance too. Okay. Maintenance operation should be carried out easily. Then according to the stability, it should be safe. Means according to the engineering aspect, soil capacity and the capacity of subgrade. Okay, so then the next fact from which it should be safe is embankment. Okay, then cuttings. So for these things, the site should be safe. And the last one is traffic. It should be safe for traffic. So this alignment should be safe according to this aspect. Then the last one is it should be economical. As we know that we are in the developing country, so we are not having that much amount of money for construction. So the construction of roads is done from the taxes collected by petrol tax, licensing. Okay, so we need to prioritize the construction while constructing any road based on the population, then the industrial area, then the crop yield in that area, that is agricultural yield. These factors are considered while planning the road. And similarly, as we are having less money, we look for providing road in efficient and economic manner. So we try to construct the road in minimum amount. So that's why we need to select such an alignment which will be efficient or economical. Okay, so how should we select economical alignment? We will try to select alignment from the path which is having hard strata, as if the strata is hard, so we don't require any strong material in the subgrade, as the subgrade strata is already hard. Then we prefer less cross drainage work for alignment, as underwater work require large amount for construction, so we avoid this cross drainage work in the alignment. Okay, so in this way we choose the economical alignment. So let's revise what are the requirements once again. The first is the alignment should be short. We know that if suppose this is one village and this is second village, the shortest route between these two villages will be straight line. So every time we look for providing the shortest length as a length of road between any two places. So straight distance or straight line is shortest line between any 2 points. But if suppose this line or this alignment is having any obstruction here, so in that case we need to turn alignment, because the cost of construction on this hill or obstruction will be more as compared to this alignment. So that's why we prefer to go from other way. In similar case, we'll take one more example. In that, if suppose here we have one small village in between these two villages. So to cover this village, third village, we may turn our alignment from this village, so that we can cover third village with same road. Okay, so like this we may go for selecting alignment. Okay, so the second requirement, it should be easy according to construction, maintenance and vehicle operation. Third one is it should be safe for construction, again safe for maintenance, and it should be safe for traffic. It should be also we should also consider the safety of alignment or road according to the natural disasters like landslides. We will check whether it requires any retaining wall on the sides or not. We also take care of the extra embankment cutting required in the alignment. Okay, so these are considered in the safety criteria. Then the last one is, as we'll check the economy. So the good road alignment is the most economical alignment. Okay, so we have to cover all these all these factors while selecting the alignment. Now let's see what factors control the alignment. So factors controlling alignment. First of all, I want to clear you that if some of you have not understood what is alignment till now, let's consider the center line of road is alignment. Okay, so now we'll see factors controlling the alignment. There are various factors which controls the selection of alignment of road. First factor which will control the selection of alignment of road is obligatory points. Now these obligatory points are of two types. The first one is the obligatory points which are to be added or the points through which alignment of road should pass. Alignment should pass through this, and the other type of obligatory points are those for which the alignment of road should not from these obligatory points, should not pass from this point. So because of this point, the alignment may need to be shifted. Now let's see what are obligatory points. If suppose this is village 1, this is village 2, and as we know that this is shortest distance between these 2 points is straight, or this 2 villages is straight line. But if suppose we are having one tower or one large building in this route, or we are having some hill in this alignment, so for such obstruction it will not be possible for us for removing this obstruction. Or suppose if we are having one monumental structure here, so in such case we prefer that we should not pass our alignment from this, because if you want to construct road here, you have to remove this monumental structure, as we try to preserve the monumental structures. So that's why we will shift our alignment and will pass from somewhere else and will construct our road, so from nearby alignments. So because of this obstruction or this monumental structure, we have shifted our alignment. So this type of obligatory point comes under the second category, the points from which alignment should not pass, so because of which we need to change the alignment. The first one is the point from which alignment should pass. Now let's see, take same example. Now here in between these 2 villages, as we know that this is shortest, let's see this in the different diagram, so that you will not get confused. If suppose this is shortest distance between these 2 villages and we are having no obstruction in between these 2 on this line, there is no obstruction, but we are having one more village, smaller village V3 here. If you are constructing one road for these 2 villages and you are joining these 3 villages by some other road system, then this road and this road, because of this total length of road, the construction cost will be too high. Instead of this, if we provide one road system which will move from V1 and which will go to V3 and V2, so in this case we have to shift this alignment from this position to this. So because of this village we have shifted our alignment, so such points are called as obligatory points from which alignment should pass. Okay, so these are the factors which controls the alignment, in which we have discussed the factor number 1. I will tell you the rest factor and we'll discuss these factors in the next lecture. The second factor which controls the alignment is traffic. Third, geometric design. Fourth, economic. Fifth, one can say that miscellaneous or other consideration. So we'll discuss this in the next video. Thank you for watching this video.